Welcome everyone to this video. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about one of the newest announcement, within Snowflake feature, which is row timestamp. And if you see this capability has just been announced, and it's been about 10 days. Okay. So I will demonstrate, how row timestamp works within Snowflake, and why exactly it will make more sense when it comes to pipeline observability, when it comes to kind of latency tracking. Okay, so those are some of the use cases which obviously this row timestamp user as a feature which Snowflake has launched is essentially going to help. Okay, so without any further ado, let us quickly go and see this use case. Okay, now what I have done is I will be kind of running certain commands step by step, and I will also show what exactly this row timestamp as a feature is going to help. Okay, so over here I will be running this particular DDL. Okay, now if you see this, order timestamp is a column which is having timestamp as a data type, and obviously the default is current timestamp. And then it is going to ensure that it captures the current timestamp values, just in case we do not give any values over here, right? And then what I will do is there are certain sample insert scripts which I'll run. Okay, and if you see these sample insert scripts, okay, so let this execute. Okay, cool. So it has got successfully executed, and then what I will do is, okay, let us see some data. Okay, so I think there will be 3 records which will be inserted into this table. Okay, so yes, so 3 records has been inserted into the table. Now one thing to observe over here is all of these records have been inserted with almost one particular timestamp, isn't it? And that timestamp is coming from this particular data type that we have defined. Okay, and then if you see this, what I've done is it is having the timestamp, the value of which is current timestamp minus 5 minutes. Okay, now what is current timestamp right now? Okay, so current timestamp, if we see, okay, it will come to around 28 Feb 6 hour 28 minutes. So what, let's see this value. Okay, and then I will just ensure that we compare this. Okay, and then the value that we got from this particular table should be around, yeah, cool, 6:20 to 30 seconds, right? So which is almost like 5 minutes difference. Okay, now over here what we just now saw is, obviously I am having timestamp values populated, but it is populated with 5-minute latency. Okay, now think of it like this particular table, okay, is having all the records which will be ingested maybe from external stage like S3. Okay, and that S3 bucket is having a timestamp which is like having 5-minute delay. So basically if I want to load anything from AWS S3 as an external stage to Snowflake, so there will be a delay of 5 minutes, and that's exactly what this particular column is capturing. And it is nothing but your think of it like your client timestamp. Okay, so basically if any of the different or varied source systems will be ingesting any data into Snowflake, so that timestamp value will be captured in this column. Okay, so hypothetically think of it like this is the value. Okay, now what will happen is, let us see how this row timestamp is going to help with respect to identifying the latency. Okay, now to kind of enable this feature, this is the command, right? Alter table alter table name and set row timestamp is equal to true. Okay, so I will just execute this command. Okay, so this command got executed, and what I will do right now is, you'll see one key observations. Okay, so if I execute this, see this row timestamp is a column which by default I am getting some values to it. Okay, but since I have added this particular alter statement after the insert statement, hence these values did not get populated. Okay, that means what, So this particular column is never added into the table, right? So if you see this, there is nothing called as row timestamp, but still I am going to see this row timestamp value. So this row timestamp value is something which Snowflake has added very recently. Okay, now let us see how these values will be populated. Okay, now I have altered my table. Okay, and I am seeing this row timestamp value is null. Now what I will do is I will do some insert operation, and as I explained, all my client timestamp will be 5 minutes late. So if think of it like, if my current timestamp will be, let's say my current time stamp, okay, my current timestamp value would be 6:31, 6 hour 31 minute. Okay, and then what will happen is these values, all these kind of insert statements that I will run right now, it will have the timestamp of somewhere around 6:26. Okay, and all these timestamp values will be populated into the same table. Okay, now let us see the data in the table. Okay, all the new records. Okay, so everything will be populated with around 620, see 626, 626, 626, all these new records. Okay, now I will tell you what is, and these 626 is nothing but, think of it like, it is our client timestamp. So this is exactly what the client has generated as a timestamp value. But when did this data got loaded into Snowflake? What is the system timestamp? This system timestamp is nothing but this value that we get. Okay, your row timestamp value that we will get. And how do we get it? This is the command that you execute, which will tell when these 5 or 6 records got loaded. Let's see. Okay, see this, now you see these values are getting populated, and this is having the exact value 6:31. This is not the delayed, right? 6:26 is when these records, think of it like, got generated at S3 bucket, or it has been generated at the client side. But 6:31 is when these records got inserted into the table. That is exactly how you measure the latency of the data which is getting kind of inserted into the table. And these kind of timestamp values Snowflake will implicitly generate for us, and that is why it is extremely important with respect to pipeline observability. Okay, so this is what they are calling, right? So pipeline observability, and measure end-to-end latency when the data is refreshing and all your different kind of operations happen. Okay, so this is again, right, yet another key feature of Snowflake. And I just gave you one example of insert statement. Now imagine if I will do some kind of merge operation, some kind of update of operation. So everything will be tracked in these kind of in this column, and then we just have to do a subtraction of these two values, and then we can easily get the latency. Okay, now and again, there will be a lot of use cases which can be solved. Think of it like, if I am doing Snowpipe based ingestion, okay, and if I am doing Snowpipe streaming based ingestion, wherein the client will generate some kind of timestamp values. So that timestamp and this timestamp value, if we subtract, okay, then definitely we can measure the exact latency, right? So that was all about this row timestamp, and it is definitely going to elevate the pipeline observability with respect to latency measurements. And this is yet another very good capability of Snowflake, because how transparently it is generating and giving each of the metrics to the engineering community, so that they can create their data engineering workflows, pipelines efficiently, right? So thank you so much yet again for watching this video, and if you like this video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you so much.